Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Portland International Raceway here in Portland, Oregon in the Pacific Northwest. We are here for the Aero Grand Prix of Oregon, 26 laps of action around this 1.95 mile road course. And the championship battle in this Haas IndyCar series is heating up tremendously after last week's race at the Pikes Peak International Raceway when Brian Rodriguez went on to grab the race victory. He is now only 9 points behind our points leader, Trey Smith, who has been the dominant driver of the season, won the Indianapolis 250. But even he's had his fair share of issues this year as well. He's actually had 2 last-place finishes in a row this season, yet he still holds on to the points lead. Zachary Fitzwater, also another contender in this championship, has been slipping up significantly as of late. He's 33 points behind, but he starts in the 11th position today, right behind Trey Smith, who starts 9th. And Brian Rodriguez starts in the 5th position, all in that inside lane to begin this event here at Portland. But this is going to be a very unique and interesting race. It's a difficult track to make a pass naturally. However, this could very well be a race of attrition. The first corner, the chicane, is one of the toughest corners on the circuit here in the Haas IndyCar series, and if you make one wrong mistake, you send yourself to the back of the field, or even worse. And there also will be a cycle of pit stops in today's 26-lap event. Pit strategy could very well determine the race winner as well. But it will also determine the race winner is how they start for this event. Jesse Turner won the pole yesterday in number 38. He's going to be starting alongside the last winner of this event from Portland, Nicholas Samadillo. Both of those guys have not really seen the front of the field too much this season, but they are there in the front row for this event, which, considering how difficult it is to make moves here, they may be very well going to victory lane here today. Noah Clifton and Justin Seidel are right behind him, and then, like I mentioned, Brian Rodriguez there in the 5th starting position alongside Nathan Faden, who is 68 points behind. You also have Landon Smith Jr. there, 4th in points, 65 points behind. Cole Raymond, who won a couple races ago at the Indy Road Course, is 75 behind. Ace Garcia, 87 behind. Elijah Gordon, 93 behind. And then Thomas Troxel, Angel Oliveira, 119, 123 behind, respectively. Everyone in the field still has a mathematical chance at winning the championship. Of course, none of the races from now until the end of the season are double points races. But still over 250 points maximum if you win all 5 races from now until the end of the season at the end of the month. It's going to be a very busy September. We got Portland, then we're going to go to Chicagoland next weekend for the 100th Haas IndyCar Series event. The duel at the Glen, 2 races there on that great road course, and then the finale at the Pocono Raceway. Like I mentioned, starting on the pole position here for the Aero Grand Prix of Oregon is the number 38 of Jesse Turner. He'll be leading us to the green flag here alongside Nicholas Samadillo. Got ourselves, 46 career wins between those two guys starting on the front row. Noah Clifton, Justin Seidel. Seidel going for his first win in this series in over 4 years. Has not seen much success, but a good opportunity there in the 4th starting position. There is Brian Rodriguez, only 9 points behind Trey Smith. That is the closest anyone has been to Trey Smith or Zachary Fitzwater this entire season in the championship. And Rodriguez with good opportunity at taking the points lead at the end of the day. He's alongside Nathan Faden in the 0-0. You got Reggie Fogelman to the inside of Logan Williams, and then there's Trey Smith and Cole Raymond in row at number 5. Zachary Fitzwater, a good starting position for him here today. He's hoping to have something go his way and possibly surpass that 41 ahead of him on the racetrack at least, and probably won't do it in the championship here today, but he's going to have a good opportunity at closing in, heading in the Chicagoland. He's alongside Brandon Nelson. Got Jay Knapp and Elijah Gordon in row number 8, excuse me. Landon Smith Jr. and Scott Upton there in row number 9. And you got Brock Nelson, Thomas Troxel, Caleb Rose, Eric Monaco, Ethan Lewis, Angel Oliveira, Ace Garcia, Chris Reynolds, and then Zach Winkle and Richard King, our 2-time winner on the road courses this season, starting dead last here, the Portland International Raceway. They're all led by Jesse Turner, looking for his 25th career win on the channel here today. He comes into this race 23rd in the points standings. It has not been a good season for him at all. But a great opportunity here at Portland to get his first win of the season. Same with Nicholas Samadillo, who's looking to win Portland for a second straight running. We'll have to see how it all goes down. Green flag is out, and we're underway in the Grand Prix of Oregon. Boy, a really good jump there out of Justin Zaidel. Contact with Samadeo, but Jesse Turner clears the field through the chicane. They're battling for second between Zaidel and Samadeo. Samadeo will clear for that second position. And here comes Noah Clifton, and I think someone went off the racetrack. Maybe, maybe not. No. It may have gone off the racetrack, but they probably got back on pretty quick. They go through the grass quite a bit there off of turn number 3. Rodriguez in a battle right here with Brian Rodriguez. Well, he's in a battle with himself with Nathan Faden, excuse me. That is for the 5th position there between those two drivers. And they are still side by side. Faden trying to get this point here. And it looks like he's going to be able to do so. Trey Smith kind of filed in fairly well. Here comes Fogelman trying to get around Rodriguez as well. Trey Smith wants that 13 to lose as many positions as possible, because once these guys settle in, they're generally going to remain in the same respective positions for this race. We'll have to see how it all goes down as we move along here today. Through the chicane for the second time today, Jesse Turner holds on right there. Nathan Faden came close there on Noah Clifton for the 4th position, but a very clean start out of the field there through that chicane. It was a good sight to see right there. Sometimes they do not get through that corner very well. Of course, the fuel window, about an 18-19 lap fuel run here today, so be about 2/3 of the way through the race roughly here in this 26 lap event. Trey Smith a bit off the pace compared to those guys ahead of him there. He's now down to the 10th, or actually he's up to the 10th position. He started, no, he's actually down to the 10th position. He started 9th, and Clifton went off the racetrack. So that's going to be a position for a lot of drivers right there. He was inside the top 5, and now he's going to fall to the mid-pack of the field. So that's going to change things up a little bit right there. It's now Nathan Faden up to 4th, Rodriguez is 5th, and it's Fogelman, Raymond, Logan Williams, and Trey Smith back in the position he started in the 9th place. And Brandon Nelson will move up to 10th after that moment right there. Got some tire marks there through the chicane. These guys really come through this corner with a lot of speed, and they really have to check up. They're going to really eat their tires up in this race because of it. Brandon Nelson got into Trey Smith there off the exit of the chicane and around back in there. I think it was Kinghart in the 97. So another issue right there. Clifton is coming down the pit lane in the 23 machine after he went through the grass. And that could happen to anybody in this race. So it's going to be a bit of a race of attrition. And look at that. I mean, look at Samadeo there. Really get loose off the corner. That's actually going to open the door for Zaidel. But there is no door to be made. Samadeo almost pushed him into the outside wall there, or actually the inside wall, I should say, down the backstretch. Zaidel's going to try to get it here through the final corner. Not able to quite get it yet, but he might have a run through the chicane. Not going to happen. Samadeo will hold on to that position, but that's exactly what Jesse Turner wants to see. Trying to pull away with this race victory here at Portland. Now, Samadeo is in the exact position he was in 2020 in this race when he went on to win. He ran second most of the event, and we got some other guys coming down the pit lane. Trey Smith is down in the 41, and Zachary Fitzwater. Not entirely sure what happened between those two drivers, but they are both down the pit lane along with Caleb Rose. This is an interesting call here. I think some guys might be trying a 2-stop strategy in this race, but I would not understand why the points leaders would be doing it, only unless they got caught up in an accident somewhere. You see Jay Knapp coming down the pit lane as well. But that is huge. That is absolutely huge. The way they currently run right now, Rodriguez is the new points leader here in the Haas IndyCar Series. And something amiss on both Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater actually surpassed Trey Smith right there on the racetrack. This is going to get very interesting. They're going to have to make another stop in this race, or will they? Will they be able to stretch it? They may be trying to pull that off. But I don't know why you would want to do that strategy as the points leader, trying to manage the points lead coming into this race. Well, now you have Nelson in 9th and Landon Smith Jr. in 10th. Noah Clifton's a lap down, and I think Jay Knapp may actually be out of the race in the 81 machine. Of course, any incidents that happen We'll see on the corner of your screen, Jesse Turner actually could be affected here by these drivers coming down the pit lane. As you see, Caleb Rose just ahead of him there in the Aero car, in the Aero Grand Prix of Oregon. Nicholas Amedeo has pulled away from Justin Zaidel, and these guys have kind of settled into their respective positions here throughout the top 10. A lot of things going on there in the first half of the race, and I'm definitely intrigued to see what Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater end up doing here as this race goes on, but that is not at all what those guys wanted to do, I don't think. But we'll just have to see. They may prove me wrong, but they came down with 22 to go, and I just think that's a little too far to go, and especially considering these guys will come down and take fresh tires near the end of the race. By the time you get to the end of the race, they're going to be much lower anyway. Driver's trying to get around Noah Clifton here, who is a lap down after he went off the racetrack. He's had his fair share of issues in this race. Clifton's actually 25th right now. Only driver below him is Jay Knapp, who I think might be out of the race now in the number 81 machine, and he's off the grass again. 1.6 second lead for Jesse Turner ahead of Nicholas Amedeo. Amedeo hanging strong there with Turner for that top position. Justin Zaidel, Nathan Faden, and Brian Rodriguez in the 5th position right there. Of course, like I said, the way they currently run with Trey Smith down in 23rd and Zachary Fitzwater in 22nd, Rodriguez would easily take the points lead away. Now, the good thing here is for Nathan Faden specifically, is he's also going to gain on Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater. If anything, he may end up moving into the 3rd position in points. He probably would surpass Fitzwater the way they currently run. He's 32 behind him right now, and he's in the position that awards 32 points. So I don't think he will quite surpass Fitzwater, but he's definitely going to close in on that championship battle right there. And he's ahead of Brian Rodriguez right now, which is a couple of points right there. So Nathan Faden is still going to really be a part of this championship battle. He's been hanging on barely, but could definitely be a force later on in this season, especially when we get to some of those faster tracks like Chicagoland and Pocono. He's actually won the finale at Pocono before, so I'd watch out for Faden this season in these final 5 races. Jesse Turner trying to hold on. Nicholas Amedeo trying to close in. I don't think anyone else has come down the pit lane, so it looks like things have settled down a little bit for now, but we are still very early on in this race here from the Portland International Raceway. I'm going to be intrigued to see if Turner actually does have to pass this 55 of Caleb Rose, who is a little bit off the pace there in the 24th position. Jay Knapp is back out there, by the way, so everyone's still on the racetrack, but not everyone on the lead lap. Only 24 guys on the lead lap, and of course you got Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater, who have already come down the pit lane, kind of back in there. We're just going to have to see where they end up cycling through once this whole thing finishes out. But Turner holding on to relatively same gap ahead of Nicholas Amedeo, and then you have the 5 of Justin Zaidel in 3rd, Nathan Faden in the 00, Brian Rodriguez and Reggie Fogelman, the top 6. Cole Raymond there had a good run at the Indianapolis Road Course, grabbed the race victory over there. Comes into this race 75 behind, looking to gain some more ground on Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater. You got Logan Williams there, Brandon Nelson, Landon Smith Jr. there in 10th, and Scott Upton, Brock Nelson, Elijah Gordon, Ace Garcia, Eric Monaco, Chris Reynolds, Angel Olvera, Thomas Troxel, Ethan Lewis, Zach Winkle, Richard Kingard, Zachary Fitzwater. See Trey Smith there is actually not too far ahead of our race leaders, and Jesse Turner and Nicholas Amedeo, so watch out for him, but the gap's still 1.4 seconds as someone else is coming down the pit lane. It might be Monaco, or it might be Faden, actually. No, that is Clifton again. An issue once again on Noah Clifton, and that car is definitely struggling. There's something wrong with that 23 machine. It's the second time, I should say, down the pit lane for the number 23 machine of Noah Clifton. It's a tough break. He started there in the 3rd position, and he's not going to get much out of it here today. Cole Raymond pretty close to his teammate Reggie Fogelman right there. We'll see if Fogelman gives Raymond another position here. You know, teammates helping each other out. Raymond still has a very good shot at this championship, and Raymond can definitely gain on these guys here today. He could have a good shot heading those final 4 races. But Jesse Turner leading this field, he's not really in championship contention, and really, I mean, Sam Adio has a shot, but 133 behind, that's quite a bit if he's going to have any opportunity. But Turner, he's effectively out of championship contention here coming into this race, so a race win is really just good for morale on this team and this American Motorsports team. Trey Wright, his team has not won a race yet this season. Landon Smith Jr. has come close a few times in that 34, but they've not found victory lane yet there at American Motorsports, but they got one of the best behind the wheel, this 38, and even though it's not been the best of seasons for Turner, he's in a great position now, possibly get a race victory. Nicholas Samadio is very familiar to this position on this racetrack, and he's hoping something very similar happens to 2 years ago when Marty Johnson was a dominant driver in that event, and Marty had an electrical failure. Not an engine failure, but an electrical failure. 2.5 laps to go in the race. King Art's down the pit lane in the number 97. We'll have to see if anyone else here comes down, but like I said, about a 18 and 19 lap fuel run for these guys, so most everyone who's yet to make a pit stop has had a nice clean day, but I'm very intrigued to see if something happens to Fitzwater and Trey Smith. Of course, if something did in fact happen to those guys and they got caught up in an accident, you would have seen it there on the corner of your screen, but as of the recording right now, I do not know what happened to two of our championship competitors right there. But Brian Rodriguez, I mean, he doesn't need to win this race. Finishes right where he is. He's going to be the new points leader here in the Haas IndyCar Series, heading into Chicagoland next week, and that's exactly what he wants in this championship fight. He's really been strong as of late here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Grabbed his first ever win on the channel last week at Pikes Peak, and he's got a good opportunity here today at Portland to take that championship lead away. Might close in on Clifton again. That 23 is really off the pace, and I think our race leaders might have to get around him. Definitely an issue on the Grattan Mobile One Autosport team. They do have their other driver, Justin Zaidel, currently running in the 3rd position right now, 3.5 seconds off. Nathan Faden still there in 4th, who could easily be a threat to this championship, holding on fairly well too. Have to see here if Jesse Turner, in fact, gets held up by Noah Clifton. That could open the door for Sam Adio to gain some ground and maybe have a shot taking this race lead away. Of course, at this point, with the tire where it is, it's definitely going to be a bit difficult to make a move on the racetrack. Pretty much everyone kind of in their respective positions at the moment here at Portland, but once we get that cycle, that's when things are definitely going to open up, and we could see some strategy play with one of these guys. And if Sam Adio stays close enough here to Jesse Turner before that cycle begins, he could easily surpass him on the racetrack if he comes in a lap early. Big question is, if you come in a lap early, you know, Turner's going to be the one with the fresher tires near the end of the stint. Let's see how that affects it, but that's the closest Sam Adio has been all race long. Turner probably trying to stay a little bit ways behind Clifton here so he doesn't have to slow up too much. The thing is, he's got to slow up in order not to catch up to him. I don't know how that's going to affect him, but he is definitely closer to Clifton than he was last lap, but I don't think Clifton is as off the pace as we thought he was, so it might not be as much of an issue. And then again, if he's not off the pace as much as we thought he was, he's not going to be as easy to get around. So what do you do if you're Jesse Turner? We're going to be past halfway next time by here in the Aero Grand Prix of Oregon, and Jesse Turner has led every lap so far, so he's going to get another bonus point towards the championship for that. Sam Adio, though, knows he still has a great opportunity at a race victory here. It'll be his 5th career win in this series, I do believe. And it'll be his 2nd in Portland. One of 2 tracks he's won twice at. Of course, he's won the Indianapolis 250 twice before, and he won Sonoma as his first ever win in the series back in 2016, I do believe. Nicholas Sam Adio has only won an odd-numbered years in this series. Interesting fact right there. Assuming that Sonoma race was 2016, but I actually might be wrong about that. That may have been 2015 when he won that race, so I'd be completely wrong about that if that's the case. Didn't really gain anything at that last lap, but Turner is gaining on Clifton. I think that 23 is a lot faster than we expected him to be, so that might be one of the reasons why. Still the same top 10. You do have Richard Kingart in the middle of all this with fresher tires right now. Actually kind of slicing through the field, even though he's a lap down. I do think Kingart can make it to the end. I don't know when he came down. And the downside for Kingart, he was at the back of the field, so he really doesn't have any advantage anyway. But I do think Kingart, even though he is a lap down there in 24th, is one of the faster cars on the racetrack right now. Nicholas Samadeo has the fastest lap of the race. And that number 31 machine right behind Jesse Turner. And here we go. This could get interesting. Turner is making the pass on Noah Clifton. And he will successfully make it through the chicane and leave him in between him and Samadeo. So Samadeo, he's going to have to maneuver around Clifton here, but Samadeo closed in quite a bit there as Turner closed up to the 23. And Samadeo knows this could be a bit of a treacherous pass to make on the back half of this course. He might get the opportunity, though, down the backstretch, which is probably one of the better places to make a pass here. If Clifton gives him some room, which he doesn't. He's up that middle of the racetrack, but Samadeo is clearly faster than this 23 right now, and he does not want to lose any time to Turner here in this battle, especially as we close in on the cycle of pit stops. He'll make the move here, and I think he'll actually have him cleared before the chicane, so we'll actually have a cleaner pass than Turner did, but he's going to lose a little bit of time right there. Next guy in line is Idell, who is Clifton's teammate. So, you would think teammates would work together, but this game does not know that they're teammates. Actually, the game should know that they're teammates, because I write it down in Opponent Manager, but I just don't think the game thinks like that. That is Elijah Gordon coming down the pit lane for his stop. He's going to be the first driver down. We'll have to see if he gains any bit of an advantage here. 11 laps to go right now here at Portland, but he can definitely make it to the end of the race at this point, so this is a scheduled stop. I would imagine it'll be a 4-tire stop for all these guys, and we'll just have to see if Gordon, in fact, gains any advantage on anyone. And it'll be interesting to see where Fitzwater and Smith end up falling out as well, because they're going to be able to stay out for a little bit, but they're not going to be able to make it the whole way. Turner's still out there. Here we go. Just like I said, Samadeo's going to come down the pit lane right here. And this is something that I definitely thought could happen. Samadeo comes down a lap before Turner. As a matter of fact, I don't think anyone else is really coming down. The Brandon Nelson's back in there in the 22 machine. And then the 34 Atlanta Smith Jr. also down. But this is a good move for Samadeo, I should say. Very good move, because he was right there on Turner. And if he can beat him there, shortcut the 38, he may have an opportunity at beating him. And the big question is, will Turner come down this lap or the next lap? It'll be a big question to see if he, in fact, does hold on to that. There's Elijah Gordon. Actually lost time there to Fitzwater and Trey Smith. Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater still ahead of the 42 there. But I don't know if either of those guys took tires. May have just gone fuel only. Fitzwater and Trey Smith, to be exact. We'll have to see. Turner coming around. He's going to come down this time by. And he knows he may have lost some time there to Samadeo, and I think the rest of the field's going to hit it right here. So Cole Raymond's going to stay out, and Raymond may actually be going for a bonus point. And I think that 95 is going to get a bonus point right there, and that's a smart move. You know, I think you stay out and you might end up finishing roughly around the same place. You get that bonus point. Every point matters in this strict points championship. Some guys staying out there still. Chris Reynolds and Zach Winkle. I think Ethan Lewis also staying out as well, but we'll follow with Jesse Turner and see where Nicholas Samadeo comes out in relation to him. I was wrong about the fuel window, I should say. About a 16 to 18 to 19 lap fuel window. I said 18 to 19. So I was still right. It's a little bit wider than I thought it was going to be. Here's Turner in the 38 machine, and there's Samadeo. There is your pass for the race lead. Nicholas Samadeo takes it away from Jesse Turner. Yep, I knew it. You come down one lap earlier, you're going to have the advantage. Now, the big question is, will Turner be able to surpass Samadeo, because he is going to have the slightly fresh Firestones later on in this run. So he will be faster than Samadeo for this race win. But Nicholas Samadeo knew it. He played the guy he's been racing with his entire career. He just played him right there. That was pretty cool to see that. Not gonna lie, I didn't think we were gonna see that. Now Trey Smith has cycled through. Fitzwater, on the other hand, I don't think he has cycled through. I think he's back down again, or has come back down the pit lane again. So Trey Smith, he's gonna have to make another stop. But at the moment, I do believe he currently runs around the 8th position. Well, it's all over the place at the moment because you still have some of these guys who are coming off the pit lane right here. Cole Raymond's done with his pit stop, but Sam Medeo and Turner will both get around him. Raymond is actually going to move up to 3rd. I'm wondering if these guys actually took tires, or they may have gone 2 tires, which is an option here in this series. Scott Upton merging out there, 3 wide through the chicane with Landon Smith Jr. and Brian Rodriguez. Seidel will get around Logan Williams. And we'll just have to see. We'll be able to tell if they took tires or not. If they didn't take tires, they're going to be falling through the field really quick. Trey Smith is still out there, right behind the 24. I believe he currently runs around the 10th position, but I do think that Trey Smith still doesn't make another stop. Rodriguez is, I believe, in the 7th position right now. Really all over the place back in here. Could be interesting because a couple guys still have to make a stop in this race. Cole Raymond will file in the 3rd. Sam Medeo pulling away a little bit here from Jesse Turner. 1.5 seconds now for Mr. Edge at Portland. Turner is going to do all he can to get this race victory. Seidel is going to do all he can to get a podium here on the 95. Faden is in the... It's showing that he's in the 6th position, but he just got past Logan Williams, so he's now in 5th. And he is ahead there of Brian Rodriguez, who is still ahead of Trey Smith, who has come down the pit lane. So we're going to have, only unless something happens to Rodriguez in this race, we will have a new points leader at the end of the day, and that will be Brian Rodriguez. Seidel is going to get around Cole Raymond there, and there's no way those guys took tires. No conceivable way. Rodriguez will probably gain another position here on Logan Williams, who was on the same strategy there as Cole Raymond. Raymond is going to be under fire here from Faden here in just a moment. Turner's not closing in on Sam Medeo here. I think as the run goes on, Turner might get a bit of an advantage, but Sam Medeo, it's only 1 lap. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference later on in the run. Got a battle here. Landon Smith Jr. trying to get around Reggie Fogelman. That is for the 8th position, and I think Fogelman's going to hold on to it. Maybe not. Here comes Landon Smith Jr. for that position. And Landon Smith Jr. is also going to close in on his brother for the points lead here. Came in 65 behind, but he is behind Rodriguez. And he's also behind Nathan Faden. Rodriguez is only 2 positions ahead of him, so he's not going to lose too much on the 13 machine there. Just the way they currently run. I think Sam Medeo might actually get this race victory. I don't know if Turner's going to have enough at the end, because that 38 does not seem to carry the speed that it did earlier on, and I think the 31 may have just been the faster car all race long. Across the line, and he gained 3 100ths there. So it may be swapping over at this point. It's still 5 laps to go here at Portland, so about 10 miles left. This Aero Grand Prix of Portland for Nicholas Sam Medeo, trying to win Portland for the 2nd straight time. He would be the only driver to win at this racetrack in the Haas IndyCar Series if he were to pull it off. Of course, this is only the 2nd event we've ever had here, but still, 2 for 2 ain't bad. Cole Raymond's actually gotten back around. Or no. My apologies. Faden passed Logan Williams, who is under fire from Brian Rodriguez, and Faden is right there on Cole Raymond, and I think he's got it right here. Ooh, that's a tough place to do it, though. That wall comes at you pretty quick. Nathan Faden wants this position. Every point matters. It's a swing of 30 to 32 right there, and 2 points is going to mean quite a bit in this championship, the way it's looking here. The way it's shaping up to be here with these final 4 races after today. Ooh, boy, he's a little loose there. He holds on to it. Across the line once again, and The difference stays the same between San Mateo and Turner. Now what San Mateo doesn't want to happen is what happened to Marty Johnson here 2 years ago. And you cannot rule that out. Now everyone is still out there on the racetrack though, so no one has gone to the garage for a mechanical issue in this race, so wasn't the race of attrition that I thought it would be. However, a lot has happened in this race, and a lot can still happen in these final 4 laps at Portland. Still a battle here between Faden. Now Faden's going to get it. That outside lane is going to be the advantage, actually, as they head down the backstretch, and it's a tough place for Cole Raymond to be. So Faden now up to 4th. That's 2 more points for Faden in the championship. Rodriguez will have to see if he can surpass Logan Williams. Trey Smith, on the other hand, is 21st. That is 6 points in this race for Trey Smith. And Fitzwater, 1 position behind him. That's 5 points. And Rodriguez currently runs in the 7th position. 26 points. So, 11-point lead. Not as much as you would have thought, considering how far apart they were there, but 11-point lead. However, it's now going to be a 13-point lead, because Rodriguez has... No. I'm getting these drivers confused, because I'm thinking he has to get around Cole Raymond, which he actually might still get around Cole Raymond, but he's got to get around Logan Williams here for that position. So it is still an 11-point lead right now for Rodriguez, the way they currently run, but he's looking for 13 if he can get around Logan Williams here. So it's still going to be really tight heading into Chicagoland, and Trey Smith can take it right back, but Rodriguez going to try here. That's not a good place to do it, and he's not going to get the run. Meanwhile, San Mateo holds on to the lead. Only 2 laps to go next time by for Nicholas San Mateo here in the Aero Grand Prix of Oregon. Justin Zeidel's closed in. A little bit at least. He got 0.2 of a second. He looked closer than 4.5 seconds, but Nathan Faden has definitely surpassed Cole Raymond on the racetrack and is significantly faster than him. Oh no! And 2 guys off. That could have been Rodriguez, but it wasn't. Fogelman and Brandon Nelson got into each other heading in the chicane. And that could have easily been Brian Rodriguez if he was in the wrong place right there, but thankfully it did not affect him. Landis Smith Jr. might gain a position here in the 34. I think Landis Smith Jr. may have had an issue. He's fallen off just a little bit. Trey Smith still back in the 21st position. So here we go, 1 lap left here at the Portland International Raceway for Nicholas San Mateo and the number 31. He may actually run into lap traffic here on this final lap. Jesse Turner, as they cross the line, 1.79 seconds behind, so San Mateo has been pulling away. It's gonna take a wreck, I think, for anybody but San Mateo to win. I think there's an issue. Nathan Faden in the 0-0 with a problem. He had a 4th place run going, and he's gonna lose it all. That's gonna be another position for Brian Rodriguez, and Faden could have gained all of those points, but he will not. Unbelievable. And now you got San Mateo here on the final lap. He's going to run into Jay Knapp. But Turner is still just too far behind, so only unless San Mateo gets into Jay Knapp on this final lap, I don't think anyone else is going to beat Mr. Edge here today. 22nd career win? 23rd career win. One of the 2. Either way, he's still Mr. Edge, and he's still winning races in 2022. Nicholas San Mateo wins the Aero Grand Prix of Oregon here at the Portland International Raceway. Jesse Turner and Justin Zeidel, the podium. Zach Winkle also had an issue at the end of the race there. Cole Raymond will finish in 4th. And Logan Williams and Brian Rodriguez will finish in the 5th position. Brock Nelson in 7th. Reggie Fogelman, Landon Smith Jr., and Ace Garcia, the top 10. What a disaster for Nathan Faden at the end of the race. That's actually going to be another point for Trey Smith as well, so I would suspect... Let's see, Rodriguez, I don't think Rodriguez ever got around Logan Williams, and he did not. so should be a 12-point lead for Brian Rodriguez heading into Chicagoland next weekend. There's Trey Smith there, officially finishing in the 18th position. He gained a couple more positions, so it's not going to be 12. It's going to be 10. 10-point lead. So, could have been worse there for Trey Smith. I think Winkle also had the issue as well, and I think that's what also changed the outcome of that. But there is your race winner, Nicholas Samadillo, all the way out there. I know it's hard to see him. Who's going to grab the race victory here at Portland for the second straight running of this event. This time he didn't have to rely on somebody ahead of him having an issue. He actually won that race outright. And first career win, well, first win of the season. Not for a fifth career win for Nicholas Samadillo here in the Haas IndyCar Series. And if I'm not mistaken, I updated the wins list this morning, so I should know this. I think it's his 23rd career win on the channel. I could be wrong about that, and I don't have the right account on my phone to check it out. But I think it's the 23rd career win for Nicholas Samadillo, which puts him 1 behind Jesse Turner and 3 behind Zachary Fitzwater. So definitely great to see Samadillo. And the Samadillo has another advantage because he's in the Truck Series, and neither Turner or Fitzwater are. So Samadillo could end up leaving the year. It's possible he could leave the year the all-time winningest driver on the channel. We'll just have to see. It's a great battle between those three guys, and that right. But a great battle in the championship. Brian Rodriguez did an excellent job. 6th place run. That was a hard one for Faden. He was going to finish 21st, so it's not as drastic, but still such a tough break for Faden. Brandon Nelson got caught up in that spin. He actually failed to finish because of it. And then you also had Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater with whatever happened to those guys. Of course, if anything did happen along those lines throughout the race, you saw them in the corner of your screen. That was a fun race there. Nicholas Samadillo gets it done at Portland, and if you thought that was fun, next weekend, the 100th Haas IndyCar Series race. I just realized this today, and I figured, well, let's do it at a track where we know the racing will be good. Chicagoland is actually great for these cars, and it's only going to be the second time we've been there as well. Should be a fun one there for Honda Indy Chicago. 52 laps of action. We're in that 1.5-mile racetrack. Then it's the Duel at the Glen the next weekend, which, you know, it's Watkins Glen, greatest road course on the game. And then the finale at Pocono for 50 laps of action there. We'll do single car qualifying for the finale, the Haas World Championship 200K, 3 weeks from now here on AG, the channel. In the meantime, check out the Turkey Hill Truck Series as well. We had a race yesterday from Darlington. I'm sure it was great. I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm sure it was great. That'll be rolling throughout the fall, and we got some exciting things coming up in 2023. We're excited for it, and once we get everything in line here, we will announce it. I'm looking forward to it, though. Nicholas Samadillo, though, looking forward to victory lane here at Portland International Raceway. He gets the job done in the Aero Grand Prix of Oregon. Jesse Turner with a great run, but just quite not enough. But when's the last time you saw those two guys 1-2 in a race? It's been a while. I don't know if they've ever finished 1-2 in a race, to be honest with you. Now, granted, I've done over 1,000 races, and they have probably finished 1-2 at some point, but considering how long they've both been driving, if that's the first time, that's something else right there. But Samadillo gets it done here. And another congratulations to Samadillo on his championship in the Trinity River Cup Series, the last NOFSRL Series. Sorry about that. But hey, awesome to see Samadillo get that championship over there on Josh's channel. He never got a championship in the Cup Series, which was kind of disappointing, but great to see him get a championship over there, and he still knows how to do it here. Even though it's offline, he's actually not doing anything himself. But he's still Mr. Edge. We still love him, and he's got the race victory here at Portland. Here are the points standings. Rodriguez, I think, is going to have an 10-point lead ahead of Trey Smith. Fitzwater's going to lose some more ground there, and then you got Landon Smith Jr. maybe gaining a little bit of ground. Faden had a shot, but he's going to lose some points. And maybe between Trey Smith and Brian Rodriguez now for this championship, but still 4 races left to go here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. I've been talking long enough. Here are the points after 16 races, and we'll see you guys next week from Chicagoland Speedway. Congratulations to Nicholas Samadillo on the race victory, and I will see you guys later.